CNN polling analyst Harry Enten recently boiled down Donald Trump's current favor with the American people to one word: awful. At this point in his presidency, Trump has a +1 net approval rating, and Enten explained that the only president in history who has had worse numbers than that at this juncture is Donald Trump himself during his first term, when he was polling at -8. The word here that I would use to describe Trump is awful, Enten said. He's making gains, but he's doing worse than everybody else. The average president at this point, get this, plus 27 points on their net approval rating. Donald Trump is doing historically awful. The only person he beats is, again, himself from term number one. Enten also said Trump is polling almost 20 points less than the average president on the economy, which his colleague reminded viewers was the issue he was elected to fix and said he would do so on day one. Don't you get it, you MAGA go? He beat himself on overall, but on the economy, he can't even beat himself, Enten said. Again, this is historically the worst. Going back and polling at this point in the presidency, the net approval rating on the economy, he's right now at -4 points. Got news for you, Donald. Herbert Hoover was doing better on October 31st, 1929, a few days after the stock market crashed. Wow. He's right now at -4 points. In term number one, he was at +8 points. Historically, the average is +15 points. On net approval rating, he is historically doing awful, 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 weak, weak, weak. And on the issue on which he was elected to, of course, fix, he is doing historically awful. That's because the decisions he's making are just lousy. They're awful. Our neighbors to the north, Prime Minister Trudeau, put it abundantly clearly when he said, Donald, you're a smart man, but these tariffs are dumb. They were a stupid, stupid, filthy, stupid decision that has made matters abundantly worse, especially if you're a state right up against the Canadian border, where you're watching what used to be exports flowing into Canada. That's all stopped. When you see liquor store shelves in Canada that used to be filled with American products, they're empty, not because people ran in and bought up the product, but because the product has been packed up and returned to the United States. This is not good. If this number holds, you can guarantee his overall approval rating will go down, and it could take his entire presidency with him. Now, wait a minute. That we got to rethink this. That's not necessarily all bad here. Anyway, Enten predicted tariffs will only make Trump more unpopular. Duh. As a majority of Americans and Canadians oppose them. Here now, in his own words, is Harry Enten talking about Donald Trump's approval ratings.